Hey, Rembrandt World Entertainment, and there's a new question doing the rounds, and it's, is Jenna Ortega going to join the MCU? Because anyone that seems to actually be getting popular and getting successful and stuff, all of a sudden their names get attached to the MCU. And the question I think we'd all ask is, why in God's name would you want to tarnish your reputation by joining this version of the MCU? It's different if it was back when it was good, but it ain't good now, so why in God's name would you want to? However, she does seem to be saying no to the idea, but there's also not just the reason of, well, no, because it's not good or anything right now. She's actually been in the MCU. That's right, this isn't sarcasm or anything. Jenna Ortega has already been in the MCU. Even when I saw that, I was like, wait, when? And when you find out, you're like, really? So let's have a look at this. So it says, thanks to breakout roles in the Scream revival, Netflix's Wednesday, and last year's Beetlejuice sequel, Jenna Ortega is fast becoming one of the most sought-after young actors in Hollywood. So it didn't come as much of a surprise when rumors started doing the rounds online that she is being courted by Marvel Studios. Again, who isn't at this stage? As soon as you get a bit of success, especially if you're a female, your name's getting thrown in with Marvel. That girl that just won the Oscar for Best Actress, what's her name? Mickey something. Her name is being floated about with the MCU now. Isn't that a shock? But this says anyway, a couple of different scoopers have reported that Ortega is being considered for a big Marvel Cinematic Universe role, though we were never given any indication of which character she might have been eyed for. Of course, even if Marvel is interested, there's no guarantee that the death of a unicorn star will bite, especially since she's already made her MCU debut, and it doesn't sound like she had the most positive experience with the studio. By the way, this Death of a Unicorn, that's the new movie she has with Paul Rudd and Tia Leone. I think it's meant to be like a horror comedy. The trailer looked weird, but interesting. So this is saying, though she only appeared on screen very briefly, Ortega played the Vice President's daughter in 2013's Iron Man 3. So Ortega told E.T. when asked if Marvel Studios' role might be in her future, she said, "I did it once. It was one of the first jobs I ever did. They took all of my lines out. I'm in Iron Man 3 for a quick second. I take up the frame and I'm the Vice President's daughter." So you're hearing there, she clearly had a speaking role and they cut all of that out and basically kept like 1 second of her in the movie. So Ortega's Death of a Unicorn co-star Paul Rudd, who plays Ant-Man in the MCU, then chimed in and joked that Marvel might have planted the seed all those years ago and laid the groundwork for Ortega's big return. Ortega responded saying, "They even took my name away, but I count that and move on." So she wasn't even credited for the role, which from everything she's saying there, it sounds like she was credited or originally supposed to have her name in the credits as well as the speaking role, and they took it all away. So it's saying, yeah, it really doesn't sound like Ortega has much interest in suiting up to play a Marvel Comics character. Maybe we'll see her in the DCU at some point instead. So she's very kind of much seemingly indicating that she's no real interest in joining the MCU. Now, again, especially sitting there with Paul Rudd, I don't think she necessarily wants to turn around and just say, why in God's name would I want to join the MCU? Have you seen the state of it now? It would probably do damage to my career. She's not going to say that, but the way she's kind of laying it out. Now, it'd be interesting to see if this interview was videoed, to hear exactly how she says it, because that's the thing, we can read it and interpret the way she sounds, but does she sound like she's joking about it, or does she sound legit pissed off about it, or does she literally just sound like she couldn't care about it? You know what I mean? That would be very telling. But by all accounts, it does sound like she's not all that pleased with her experience, being the fact that you're going to be in Iron Man 3, you're going to be the vice president's daughter, you're going to have a speaking role, you'll be credited, all that stuff. And then she sees the movie and it's all your lines have been cut out. You're in one frame of the movie, at least one frame according to her, and your name has been removed. You're not getting credited for the role. So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't really have interest to go back. As for would she join the DCU, why would she do that either? This is the thing again. That hasn't even got off the ground yet, and it's already in chaos. So it's kind of like she could do pretty much any project she wants at this stage. You know, she's getting offered a lot of roles that obviously interest her and is building her career, and she's honing her craft and stuff. Why tarnish that by jumping into a dying brand like the comic book movie? I just don't see it happening. But there you go. The rumor doing the round is Jenna Ortega's being courted by Marvel, but she's already been in Marvel and doesn't sound like she has any intention of going back to Marvel. So, with that, I will leave it there for this one. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.